The room is loud, but one person is quiet. Not silent, calm. While others rush, their movements stay small. While voices rise, theirs stays level. Nothing about them looks brave, nothing looks rushed. They simply do not join the panic. Something has happened. You can feel it. The air is tight. People talk over each other. Questions repeat. Someone wants answers now. Another wants reassurance. The room is moving fast, but not forward. In the middle of this, the calm stands out. The liar does not freeze. They do not explain too much. They do not try to fix the room. They let it move around them, like water around a stone. They listen. They nod at the right moments. They answer only what is asked. Short, clean, enough. They never rush to fill silence. When silence appears, others rush to fill it for them. This calm feels helpful at first, reassuring. Someone steady is good to have when things fall apart. People turn toward it. They ask again. They wait for direction. The liar does not resist this. They accept it quietly. You notice something else. The calm does not change. Not when pressure increases, not when someone gets emotional, not when the story shifts. Their tone stays the same. Their body stays relaxed. Their eyes do not search. Others begin to doubt themselves. If this person is calm, maybe the situation is not as bad. Maybe they are overreacting. Panic looks foolish next to composure. The room begins to slow, but not because the problem is solved. The liar never takes control openly. They never say, "Trust me." They let calm do the work. Calm creates space. Space creates authority. Authority appears without announcement. People start repeating what the liar said earlier, word for word. They do not notice this happening. The story stabilizes around the calm voice. Other versions fade. Nothing here feels dramatic. No raised hand, no command. The liar does not dominate. They anchor. And in a room full of fear, anchoring feels like truth. If you stay long enough, you notice how difficult it would be to question them. Challenging calm feels wrong, emotional, unfair. The liar has done nothing aggressive. They have only stayed composed. The room settles, not because it understands what happened, but because panic has nowhere to land. The calm absorbs it. And once that happens, the story belongs to whoever stayed steady long enough to hold it. This is how calm becomes power, not by force, not by volume, by remaining untouched while others lose their footing. This is where Jung would stop listening to the story and start watching the inner distance. He would not ask what is true. He would ask who is emotionally inside the moment and who is not. Calm in times of panic often comes from separation. Most people feel events as they happen. Their body reacts first, their voice follows. Fear moves through them quickly. Jung would say they are inside the shared emotional field. They feel what others feel. Panic spreads easily this way. The liar stands outside that field, not physically, internally. They watch instead of feeling. Their emotions do not rise with the room. Their body does not mirror the fear around them. This distance creates calm, but it is not the calm of strength. It is the calm of disconnection. Jung would say this comes from the shadow. A part of the person learned early that staying emotionally untouched was safer. When others lost control, they survived by staying still. Over time, this became a skill. Later, it became a habit. Finally, it became identity. The liar does not panic because panic does not reach them. They are not lying to calm themselves. They are calm because the situation does not enter them fully. This is why their voice stays level, why their body remains loose, why urgency feels unnecessary. Others feel this difference immediately. Calm feels solid. It feels reliable. People trust what does not shake. Jung would say this is projection. The room projects stability onto the liar because it needs something firm to hold on to. The liar does not correct this. They allow it. They speak only when needed. They do not over-explain. They let silence stretch. Silence increases the gap between them and the panic. That gap feels like control. Jung would also notice what is missing. The liar does not absorb fear. They do not carry guilt. They do not feel pressure to align emotionally. Their calm is not shared, it is separate. This makes it powerful, but also empty. This separation is the key. The liar does not feel the weight of the situation the same way others do. That is why they can shape the story while others are overwhelmed by it. They are free to choose words carefully because they are not busy managing fear. Jung would not call this evil, he would call it dissociation, a learned distance that protects the person and at times gives them advantage. When others are flooded, the one who stays dry decides what happens next. This is how calm becomes misleading. Not because it reassures, but because it hides the absence underneath. This is where Machiavelli would stop watching emotions and start watching timing. He would not ask whether the liar feels fear. He would ask when they speak, when they stay silent, and what happens after. Calm in panic is not just emotional distance, it is position. When the room is unstable, speed becomes power. Most people rush to explain. They repeat themselves, they fill gaps. The liar does the opposite. They slow down. They wait. They let others spend energy first. Machiavelli would say this is efficient. The one who speaks last often decides what remains. The liar understands this without maiming it. They do not interrupt panic, they let it peak. While others argue, they observe which version of events gains traction, which details stick, which people lose credibility as their voices rise. Then, when the moment opens, the liar offers something simple, clear, calm, limited. The timing matters. Calm words delivered too early get ignored. Delivered too late, they look defensive. The liar enters at the exact moment when the room wants relief. That relief feels like truth. Machiavelli would notice how responsibility shifts. People stop pushing the liar for answers. They begin to repeat what the liar already said. They defend it. They correct others. The liar does not need to persuade. The room does it for them. This is how control forms without force. The liar never claims authority. They appear cooperative, helpful, grounded. While others burn trust through urgency, the liar conserves it. Trust becomes a resource they hold quietly. If facts change, the liar adapts without visible stress. Their calm allows the story to bend without breaking. Others struggle with this. They already committed emotionally. The liar did not. Machiavelli would say flexibility is power when others are rigid. The liar also avoids details that could trap them. They speak in general shapes. They leave space. If challenged later, they can adjust without contradiction. Calm gives them room to move. Over time, people begin to rely on this presence during crisis. They wait for it. They look toward it when things escalate. The liar becomes a stabilizing point, not because they solve problems, but because they do not add to them. Machiavelli would not call this honesty or dishonesty. He would call it advantage. In unstable situations, the person who remains composed controls the pace, and the one who controls the pace controls outcomes. This is why the liar stays calm, not to reassure others, to remain unentangled, to keep options open, to let panic clear the field while they step forward untouched. Power here does not come from authority, it comes from restraint, from speaking less, from choosing moments, and from letting others exhaust themselves while you remain intact. That is calm used strategically. And once it works, it becomes a habit. This is where Nietzsche would stop watching the room and start watching the cost. Not the cost of the lie, but the cost of staying calm when others cannot. Calm, in moments of panic, does not come for free. It reshapes how power and responsibility are carried. When fear spreads, most people reveal themselves, their values, their limits, their need to be seen as good or correct. Panic pulls things to the surface. The liar stays composed because they are not bound by the same inner tension. Nietzsche would say, their calm comes from distance, not courage. Others feel the weight instead. They argue, they defend themselves, they justify. Their energy burns quickly. The liar conserves it. Over time, this difference creates imbalance. One person remains light, others grow heavy. Nietzsche would notice how guilt moves through the room. Those who panic feel responsible. They apologize, they explain. The liar does not. They do not need to prove themselves. Their calm protects them from the moral pressure others carry. This does not make the liar strong in the heroic sense. It makes them free. Free from urgency, free from self-justification. Free to choose how much truth to reveal and when. While others react, the liar acts. The room begins to adjust around this freedom. Calm is mistaken for clarity. Composure is mistaken for reliability. People follow the one who does not appear shaken, not because they trust them more, but because panic makes stability feel valuable. Nietzsche would say this is how moral weight shifts. Those who feel deeply carry responsibility. Those who feel less carry options. The liar moves lightly through the chaos, while others anchor themselves to fear. Over time, this pattern teaches a lesson. Panic is punished, calm is rewarded. People learn to suppress their reactions, not because it is healthy, but because it keeps them safe. The liar benefits from this lesson without teaching it. This is the quiet danger. Not that the liar deceives, but that their calm sets the standard. Emotional restraint becomes virtue. Reaction becomes weakness. The room reshapes itself to survive. Nietzsche would leave this observation without praise or blame. He would simply note that when calm is detached from truth, it becomes a tool, and when it works, it repeats. Until the next observation.